In some tradition, they have single name, and how to change your name to a single name. That's what we are going to see in this today's video. And once you type name change Ontario, you come to this Ontario government website, change name, click here. And here you see change a name to a single name. Click here and then you come to this section where they talk about how to apply. So we will see how the entire application form gets filled. And then when the application is complete, if you are near to this area, you can carry this document and submit it here. Otherwise, you have to send the document in mail. And let me come down. The cost, depending on whether the entire family is submitting. If the entire family is submitting together, in that case, the child pays $22. You see here when submitted with parents name change application. Otherwise, each applicant, be it adult or child, will be paying $137. So the best way is call Service Ontario and get feedback from them on what the cost would be in your case. Otherwise, if you are applying as a single adult, 2 adult, 3 adult, this will be the charges. And if child is applying separately, $137 will be the charge. And if it is the entire family who is applying for adult, each adult, this is going to be the charge. And for each child, this is going to be the charge. And by mail, you can send to this address. And as I said, if you're going in person, then you can go and hand over at this address. So once we come up, you see here, print and fill out form. So this form will have to be downloaded. And along with that, depending on whether it is adult or child, I made a separate video on this application to change adult and for the child, which you can find in the description. The link will be available there. So along with this request, you have to send this form, either of them, depending on whether you're adult or child. So we'll go with this download of form and we will see how to fill this. So this is the form, request for name change to single name, and as it says, change a name for a person to a single name that is determined in accordance with person's tradition, culture. And once this form is complete, you have to submit this request along with evidence supporting single naming practice, which we will get to see in the section D, with the application of change of adult name or application of change of child name. So this form, section A, about the applicant, the person applying to change the name. So person's current legal name, last name and single name, that will be entered here, first name and middle name. So make sure you are making the entry correctly. Then the mailing address, city, province, country, postal and zip code, and then the telephone number. Then comes the section B about the requested name change, and here what will be the name, what has been requested, that will get entered. And again, as I said, this has to match with the adult name application or child name application which will be going for the new name. So once this is done, here you see this name must match the evidence submitted in section B as well as name list page 1 of the change of name application form. So what is the requested single name, that will get entered here, and then the date of birth of the person whose name is getting changed, place of birth. So once this is done, come down. I am, so depending on if you are 16 years of age or older, you identify as a member of traditional culture with single naming practice and you're seeking the name change to single name. If you are a parent with legal custody of the child, then you identify as a member of traditional culture with single naming practice and you are seeking to change child's name to a single name. I made a detailed video on child's application and I have explained who the applicant will be, whose consent form consent has to be signed, who will become the parent for consent, all those things. So watch that video. And then a parent with legal custody of child and child identify as a member of traditional culture with single naming practice and you are seeking to change child's name to a single name. Or a person with the legal custody of child and you are not child's parent child identify as a member of traditional culture with single naming practice, and you are seeking to change the name of the this child single name. So you have to select one of these options and check only one box. See here. Then we come to the name of traditional culture, and here single name requested in section B of request is determined in accordance with the traditional culture. So once you read the statement, sign it and enter the date, then comes the evidence in support of single name request. So you have to provide evidence in support of the single name request and check one of these boxes: a photocopy of birth certificate or certified copy of birth registration with a single name issued by Ontario, another jurisdiction, or an indigenous community in respect of either the child's parent or the child. Then you also see a photocopy of Ontario change of name certificate with single name of child's parent. So the third one is a third party confirmation that traditional culture has a single naming practice. Complete section E of this request. So you will complete this section E only if selected in section B here. Okay. So find the applicable non-profit cultural organization, indigenous community, or academic and ask them to confirm the traditional culture you identify in section C of this request has a single naming practice by completing the confirmation below. So third party confirmation, you have this list here. You can go to Canada Revenue Agency charity listing website. You open this, and once you click here, you can come and do the basic search here for you to know who they are. For the indigenous community, again details are given, and for the academic, details are given. So you have to get this certified by one of these organizations depending on your circumstances, the name and the title of the person, and confirming the name of traditional culture here. So once that is done, name of non-profit cultural organization, indigenous community, or academic institution, their name, their mail address, complete from address, country, postal code, telephone, and in case applicable, business registration number or the department name, signature, date. So once this is filled, section F is translation in case if any of the documents are not in English or French. Otherwise, you can leave it as it is. So once this form is complete, all you do is take a printout of the form, and depending on whether it is adult or child application, go through that list of documents which I have mentioned in the video. As I said, the link is in the description, and then submit this either by sending a mail. The best way is to send a Canada Post mail with tracking number. That way you know this has been received. And if you can walk in, you can walk into this Service Ontario location to hand over the document and then also do the payment. So that's it, guys. I hope you find this video useful. In case you have any questions, do comment and I will direct you to the right resource or explanation. And like always, thanks for watching.